Okay, so this was a steal for 50 cents. And if all you guys know the cost of lumber right now, it's really expensive. And I see a lot of potential in this, so I'm excited to get this project going. Okay, I'm going to remove these handles, but I'm going to set them aside because I really like them and I'm going to reuse them when I have this project finished. Took the string off that kept the lid open and closed, and I'm going to paint the whole inside with black homemade chalk paint. It just cleans it up really nice. Now the next step that I'm going to do, I have a big pillar candle, a wax candle, and I'm going to take it and rub it all over the entire box, all on the corners, anywhere where you would think that that box would have wear from over the years. And I'm going to paint the whole outside with that same homemade black chalk paint. I'll put a link below in the description for my recipe. I let it completely dry, and now I'm taking it outside and giving it a real good sanding with my 80 grit sandpaper. And that just brings out 3 different colors. You're going to have your raw wood, your blue, and black. This looks really good so far, but wait for the next step. And once again, I'm going to take that wax and the same thing, put it everywhere that you would think that you would have wear over the years that would show through. Okay, so I want this to have a real crackly finish. So I'm going to do my Elmer's School Glue wood crackling technique. I have a tutorial that's a full tutorial with real good step-by-step instructions. I'll put a link up above here and down below in the description if you like this effect. But what I'm doing is I'm just pouring that Elmer's glue all over the whole crate, and you just want to have a nice thin layer in long strokes and cover the whole thing. And you don't have to be really particular about it, just slop it on. You have some places where it might have a little bit more, some a little bit less. It'll all look great when it's all finished. Now I've let that glue sit for about 5 minutes so it starts to get tacky, and now I'm putting on my homemade chalk paint in white, and I'm using really long strokes, and you don't want to paint it in very much. That's the trick to this technique, is long strokes. Don't play with it, slop it on. I'm leaving some little spots where the bare wood is and where the blue and the black is. I want it to all kind of show through. And as this dries, it will start to crackle, and it kind of looks like a real magic process. If you paint this too much with too many small brush strokes, you'll incorporate that paint into the glue and it won't crackle. Now this has been about 5 minutes drying, and you can see that the crackling has already started, and this just gives the wood such a vintage old antique look. I love it. Now I'm just going to let this sit and completely dry. It will all depend on your temperature and your surroundings on how fast it dries. This took a couple hours to completely dry, but look at the finish on it. It is fabulous. It's kind of amazing that you can get this texture just with cheap school glue. And I'm going to give this one real good last sand, being really aggressive. Make sure it's looking really nice and distressed before I put the graphics on. And remember what that blue box looked like before and now. What a transformation. Okay, and now we're ready to put the graphics on. I have a full tutorial, step-by-step instructions. I'll put it up here in the corner or down below in the description. You can check that out after you watch this on how to do this technique step by step. Okay, I've let these sit overnight, and they're all dry. I'm going to take a damp rag, and I'm just going to work in sections. I'm going to do the top section, do the first graphic, just dampen it with water, use your fingers, and rub off all the paper, and you're left with a beautiful graphic. Now, there is a little bit of a trick to this technique, because if you put too much water on, you're going to soften that glue that's in the paint, and you'll rub off that graphic. So this is something you might want to practice with a little bit to really finesse this technique. It's a little bit trickier than just doing it just on a chalk painted surface. Give it a try, just be patient, not putting too much water on, and you'll have success with this transfer method. I decided I wanted to make this in kind of a bench or a stool. I had these 4 spindles, so I cut them down to size to make legs for it, drilled some holes in it, and measured some holes in the bottom and screwed them on, and it looks fantastic. I'm going to put those handles back on because I kind of like that rustic look of this rope, and we're almost finished. Okay, and now we're ready to seal it up. I'm using my polyacrylic sealer, Varathane. It's water-based, matte finish. I really like this. This is an outdoor formula. You can use the outdoor or the indoor, depending on where you're going to put it. And all finished. So for 50 cents at a yard sale, this was a steal. I did a couple different painting techniques, my reverse graphic transfer method for my graphics, and I've made it into a beautiful bench. And these graphics are available in my Etsy store. Make sure you use the code SAVE50. You get 50% off of all of my graphics. You'll get 4 files. The one file is already reversed to do this technique, so you don't have to fumble around and try to figure out how to reverse your own graphics. So I'll put the link up above here and down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I love to read them. I'll be sharing so many more DIY, thrifting, repurposing videos, so if you aren't already following along, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and that will let you know when I upload my next video. See you real soon. Take care and have a great day.